Hi, English learners.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to this deep dive.
It's fun.
Today, according to our experience, we're getting into some really useful English phrases. The ones you need when you're getting food.
Right. Whether you're actually sitting down in a restaurant or, just grabbing something to go.
Exactly.
So our mission today, let's say, is to help you communicate a bit more smoothly, feel more comfortable ordering food in English, whether that's dining out or getting takeaway. We'll unpack some key phrases.
Okay, sounds good. So where do we start? Arriving.
Let's start right at the door. Arriving at the restaurant, a common one you might hear is walk in.
Right, walk in. What does that really signal?
Well, walk in just means you arrive without a reservation. You haven't booked ahead. You just turn up and hope they've got a table free.
So you might ask someone at the entrance.
Yeah, you could say, can we just walk in or do we need a reservation?
Okay.
Or maybe the restaurant itself, they might say, sorry, we don't take reservations. It's walk-in only. So it's useful if you're not sure about booking.
Good to know. What about drop by? That sounds quite casual.
It is very casual. Drop by means to visit somewhere briefly, often without much planning, like maybe you're walking past a place.
So you might say to a friend, hey, let's drop by that new cafe.
Exactly. Let's drop by for a quick coffee. Or I dropped by the bakery earlier to grab some bread. It suggests a short, informal kind of stop, perfect for those quick food moments.
Okay, quick and unplanned. Got it. Then there's stop off. How's that different from drop by? They sound similar.
They do sound a bit alike, yeah. The difference is subtle, but usually stop off implies you're already on your way somewhere else. You're making a brief pause during a journey.
Ah, right, like you're traveling.
Precisely. So if you're driving, maybe you'd say, can we stop off at a service station for a snack? Or we stopped off at a little diner on our road trip. The key is that it's interrupting a longer trip for a short food break.
Okay, that clarifies it. Walk in, no reservation, drop by quick, casual visit, stop off quick visit during a journey. Makes sense.
Great. So shall we move on to the actual ordering process?
Yeah, let's do it. First one we have is order in. This feels pretty obvious, I think.
It's quite straightforward, yeah. Order in means getting food delivered right to where you are, usually home, maybe the office. Convenience is key.
Like, it's pouring rain. Let's just order in tonight.
Perfect example. Or, we ordered in pizza for the team meeting. It's all about getting food brought to you.
A modern essential. Okay, next. Take out or take away? I hear both. Is there a difference?
The meaning's the same, but the usage varies. Take out is predominantly American English.
Right.
And takeaway is what you'll mostly hear in British English, Australian English too.
But they both mean you buy the food there and eat it somewhere else.
Exactly. So in the U.S., I'd like to take out a sandwich, please. In the U.K., the question might be, is that to eat here or take away? Good to recognize both.
Definitely useful. Okay, then there's pickup. How does that fit in?
Pick up is when you collect the food yourself, but you've usually ordered it beforehand. Maybe you called it in or used an app.
Ah, so you place the order, then go get it.
Exactly. You'd say, I'll pick up our Chinese food on my way home. Or the restaurant might tell you, your order will be ready for pickup in 15 minutes. You're doing the selecting.
Okay, so order in is delivery, take out away is buying it to leave immediately, pick up is collecting a pre-order, and the last one here, eat in.
Well, that's just the opposite of take out or take away. It means you're staying at the restaurant to have your meal.
Simple enough. The staff might ask, are you eating in or taking away?
Precisely. Or you might say to your friend, let's eat in today. I feel like sitting down properly.
Okay, great. Now, what about when you need to ask questions? Or maybe change something slightly?
Ah, yes. Important stuff. First up, ask for.
Which just means request.
Pretty much. It's a polite way to request something specific, like, can I ask for some extra napkins?
Right.
Or, I ask for the sauce on the side. Very common. Very useful for making your needs known politely.
Makes sense. What about look over? Like looking over documents?
Similar idea, yeah. When you look over the menu, you're just examining it, reading through the options to decide what you want. It implies a reasonably quick scan.
So you might tell the waiter, just give us a minute to look over the menu.
Exactly. Or you could ask a friend, did you look over the specials board yet? It's about taking that time to read and choose.
Got it. And point out.
Point out means to draw attention to something specific. You might ask the server, could you point out which dishes are vegetarian?
Okay, maybe if the menu isn't super clear.
Right. Or the waiter might want to highlight something. Let me point out our chef's recommendation for tonight.
Yeah.
It's about highlighting specific information.
Okay, this is really building a practical toolkit. Let's talk specific requests now. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't want something, leave out.
Yes, leave out is perfect for that. It means asking for an ingredient not to be included in your dish. Super handy for allergies or just preferences.
Like, can you leave out the onions, please?
Exactly. Or, I'll have the salad, but please leave out the croutons. Very direct way to state a dietary need.
Very useful. What about cut down on? Does that mean less of something?
Yes, precisely. Cut down on means to reduce the amount or quantity of an ingredient. Often used for health reasons, maybe.
So you could say, I'm trying to cut down on sugar, so just a small dessert for me.
Or you could ask the kitchen, could you cut down on the salt in this dish? It's about reduction, not complete removal like leave out.
Good distinction. Okay, the opposite then. Add on. Getting extra stuff.
That's it. To add on is to include something additional to what you've already ordered.
They're like, can I add on a side of fries to that?
Perfect. Or, we liked the first course so much, we decided to add on another starter. Just means including something extra.
Simple. And the last one for requests. Go with? That sounds a bit abstract. I'll go with the chicken.
Huh. Yeah, it can sound funny out of context.
Yeah.
But in ordering, go with means to choose something that accompanies or complements something else you're having.
Oh, I see. Like choosing a side dish?
Exactly. The server might list options. It comes with soup or salad, and you'd reply, okay, I'll go with the salad.
Or asking for a recommendation. What wine goes with the fish?
Yes, that's another great use. It's about making a choice for something that fits with another part of your order.
Okay, that makes much more sense now. Right, we've arrived, ordered, customized. Now the bill arrives. Payment time. Pay up. Sounds a bit demanding.
It can sound a little informal, maybe slightly abrupt, depending on the tone, but it just means to pay what you owe, usually signaling you're ready to leave.
So more like something you'd say to your friends, okay, folks, let's pay up and leave.
Yeah, that's a very typical context. Or just thinking aloud, right, time to pay up. It means settle the bill completely.
Okay. What about split up, dividing the cost?
Exactly that. To split up the bill means to divide the total cost among the people dining. Very common with groups of friends.
So you might ask the table, shall we just split up the bill equally?
Yep. Or, let's split up the cost of the main dishes and pay for our own drinks. You're dividing the total amount.
Very practical. And then chip in. How's that different?
Chip in also means contributing money, but it often feels a bit more casual and might imply contributing towards the cost, not necessarily a precise equal split.
Okay.
Like if it's someone's birthday, everyone chipped in 10 pounds for the meal, or you might ask someone, could you chip in for the tip? It feels more like a collective contribution.
Got it. Split up feels more like dividing the exact bill. Chip in is more like contributing to a shared pot. Okay. Now, after the meal, describing the experience, fill up.
Fill up just means to become full, satisfied after eating enough.
Wow, those portions were huge. I really filled up.
Exactly. Or maybe advice before the meal. Don't fill up on bread before the main course arrives. It's about reaching that point of satiety.
A familiar feeling. Then try out. We mentioned trying out a restaurant, but also specific food.
Yes, you can try out a dish too. It means tasting something new for the first time to see if you like it.
I decided to try out the chef's special pasta. It was amazing.
Or asking, have you tried out their new vegan burger yet? It's all about experimenting with new food items.
Love trying out new things. And the last phrasal verb, give up. This one sounds like quitting something.
It usually does mean stopping eating or drinking something, yeah. Often it's for health reasons or maybe a diet or a challenge.
I've given up caffeine after midday.
Right. Or he gave up eating sweets for Lent. It implies a conscious decision to stop consuming something specific.
Okay, that's a lot of phrasal verbs. but really useful ones. Now, you also mentioned some other common non-phrasal verb phrases that are good to know.
Absolutely. These are your basic ordering building blocks. Like really casually, you can say, can I get a latte, please?
Okay, nice and simple.
Or a standard polite way is I'll have the steak, medium rare.
And slightly more formal or polite?
I'd like. This is always good. I'd like the chicken salad, please. And even more polite, especially for requests, is could I please have, for example, could I please have some water for the table?
Those are definitely essential. What about asking about the food?
Key questions to find out what's included. What comes with the grilled fish?
Good one.
For ingredients, especially allergies, is there nuts in this cake?
Oh.
Or more generally, is there in this?
Crucial for some people. And spice level.
Yep. How spicy is this curry? Is a very common question. Maybe add, I prefer things quite mild.
And portion sizes if you're thinking of sharing.
Right, you can ask, is this starter big enough to share? Or is this enough for two people?
So for you listening, maybe think about this next time you're ordering food in English, or even just thinking about food. How might using some of these specific phrases, these phrasal verbs, change your experience? Could it make you feel a bit more in control or confident?
Yeah, it's a great point. Pay attention to what you hear people saying, too. You'll start noticing these phrases everywhere once you know them. And the more you use them yourself, the more natural it'll feel. It really can make ordering less stressful and maybe even more enjoyable.
Well, this has been really illuminating. We've gone from walking in the door to paying the bill and describing how full we are, all using these handy phrases.
We certainly covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
And hopefully you feel a bit more prepared to try out some of these phrases next time. Even just one or two makes a difference.
This is all for today.
If you found this episode helpful, subscribe to our channel for weekly English lessons focused on practical, everyday situations. Remember, the best way to learn English is through regular practice in real-life contexts. Please share in the comments how you felt practicing vocabulary this way, and remember to subscribe to receive a notification when our next episode is ready.